I should move this over a little bit. There we go. It looks a little funny. It should be alright. Well, that's the type of base sources. Alright. What am I missing? I need to get ready. I need to start playing The Art of Chess Master Chief. And be good to go then. No thanks. We're doing a basketball tournament. And somebody was like, we lack physicality. Oh no, am I live on YouTube? Oh, this might be a YouTube stream. Unexpected YouTube stream? Let me switch my YouTube account. Go live. We're live on YouTube. I guess I thought I was going live on Twitch. We're on YouTube. Moderation activity is now hidden. Okay, that's nice. You can show your moderation activity. Okay. Okay. YouTube it is then. I gotta change this title. This is the best Hollow Knight playthrough of all time. The Art of Chess Master Chief. Playing next 500 rated. However, 500 rated player plays chess online, listening to The Art of War by Sun Tzu, narrated by an AI deepfake of Master Chief. The synthetic soundsmith. Boom. Oh, we need a thumbnail now. That's the one thing I'll say that Twitch does better than YouTube. You don't need a thumbnail. I just like take a screenshot of the stream and be like, here's my thumbnail. Oh yes, give me a picture. It's not gonna let me do this, is it? Screenshot preview. Save to video / Greg Tech. Okay. Videos, Greg Tech. Oh, I remember when I was gonna make a Greg Tech video. Good times. It looks like a pretty good mod, but I don't know. I was super gung-ho. I was like, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna make content, it's gonna be a good time. And it just, every time, just kinda dies out, if it makes sense. Okay, that should be everything set up. Phone. Start playing some chess. I've been watching the Masters series. Sorry, not the Grand. The World Championship, and I've been playing a little bit more chess myself, trying to get better, and so that's kind of what's brought all this along. I have a friend who played a bunch of chess. What was it? I got into chess around the Queen's Gambit time, but I never watched the Queen's Gambit. I got caught up in the YouTube recommendations with Gotham Chess. Now chess is back. I have a friend playing chess and World Championships on, so we're playing chess. I think that about summarizes the motive. Alright, here we go. Later on, if anyone wants to play or challenge me and probably beat me, you're more than welcome to. For now though, I'm just going to play random online. Let's not accidentally play copyrighted material. Alright.
Chapter 1. Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry.
Oh, I don't know this opening, actually.
The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. These are 1. The moral law, 2. Heaven, 3. Earth, 4. The commander, 5.
I guess why would he attack this one?
The
Because of
moral
the
law
wreck.
causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger.
She's gonna
Heaven
pawn check
signifies
and
night
block
and
me.
day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises distances great and small, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Therefore, in your deliberations,
let's see if he blunders this.
the military conditions, let them
We're off to a wonderful
basis of
start.
comparison in this wise: 1. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? 2. Which of the 2 generals has most ability? 3. With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? 4. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? 5. Which army is stronger? 6.
Just
On which side are officers and men more highly
which army
trained?
is stronger?
7. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment?
I think he's just moved the rook. I guess if he moves the rook, he loses it now.
Victory or defeat.
Whereas before, if he moved the rook, he didn't lose it.
Counsel and acts upon it.
I think he loses the rook unless he gets another
Which will be
attack.
retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel nor acts upon it will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond.
Because, like, what? He's going to attack my bishop?
According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans.
This pawn
All
is...
warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to
I
attack,
see.
we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must
I mean, I
seem
can just do
inactive.
this and
When
get
we
more
are
tempo
near,
against the
We
queen.
must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him.
This move
If he
looks
is secure at
scary.
all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared.
I will
Appear
have
where
to
you are not
move
expected.
the... Actually, I don't
These
have to.
military
Never mind, we're good.
devices leading to victory
Yeah,
must
that
not
was
be
just a
divulged
bad move.
beforehand. Now the general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few
You can't take it
calculations
back.
to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. Chapter 2. Waging War. Sun Tzu said, "In the operations of war, where there are in the field 1,000 swift chariots, as many heavy chariots, and 100,000 mail-clad soldiers, with provisions enough to carry them 1,000 ally, the expenditure at home and at the front,
This
including
knight's been
entertainment
hanging
of
for a
guests,
while.
small items such as glue and paint, and sums spent on chariots and armor, will reach the total of 1,000 ounces of silver per day. Such is the cost of raising an army of 100,000 men. When you engage in actual fighting, if victory is long in coming,
Oh! I am going to be honest, I didn't see this.
if you lay siege to a town, you will exhaust your strength. Again, if the campaign is protracted, the resources of the state will not...
I'm hoping to get 600.
Now, when your weapons are dulled, your ardor damped, your strength exhausted, and your treasure spent, other chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue.
It's an inaccuracy. Is it an inaccuracy because of this, or why is it an inaccuracy?
Associated with long delays.
Yeah.
There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. It is only one who is thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand.
So do I attack it with the pawn?
The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. Bring war material with you from home.
Okay.
Thus the army will have food enough for its needs. Poverty of the state exchequer causes an army to be maintained by contributions from a distance. Contributing to maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished.
Oh, I see it now.
On the other hand,
Okay.
the proximity of an army causes prices to go up, and high prices cause the people's substance to be drained away. When their substance is drained away,
How's it going,
the
Nearest?
peasantry
Hope you have a
will be
wonderful day.
afflicted by heavy
Yeah, we're playing
exactions.
chess today.
With this loss of substance and exhaustion of strength, the homes of
Probably
the
the
people
same
will be
move
stripped
just because of the
bare,
tempo.
and 3/10 of their income will be
Is a
dissipated,
miss? What did I
while
miss?
government expenses for broken chariots,
Wait, 1v1
worn-out
nerd.
horses,
Well, I'll play 1v1 and then I go
breastplates
back to
and
just random
bows
games.
and arrows, spears and shields,
Is this
protective
again?
mantles, draft oxen and heavy wagons will amount to 4/10 of its total revenue. Hence, a wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. One cart
Oh, and that's why I see. Okay.
and likewise
And
a
he
single
took on
picule
me.
of his provender is equivalent to 20 from one's own store. Now, in order to kill the enemy, our
Inaccuracy.
men must be roused to anger. That there may be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must have their rewards. Therefore, in chariot fighting, when 10 or more chariots have been taken, those should be rewarded who took the first. Our own flags should be substituted for those of the enemy, and the chariots mingled and used in conjunction with ours. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. This is
I mean, this
called
just points it
using
towards the
common
king, which I think is a good
weapons
idea.
and strength. In war, then, let your great object be victory. not
This
lengthy
move.
campaigns.
Because this
Thus
pawn's
it may be
hanging
known
and
that
I
the leader
fork
of armies is
hanging
the arbiter of
pawns.
the people's fate, the man on whom it
Okay,
depends
so
whether
the-
the nation shall be in peace
I'm
or in war.
discombobulated.
Chapter 3.
I'll just play you on
Attack
Lee
by
chess.
stratagem. Sun Tzu said, "In the practical art of war, the best
Maryland's
thing of
mate
all
in
is to
7,
take
which
the
I don't
enemy's
see.
country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy it is not so good. So too, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it. To capture a regiment, a
What was the
detachment, or a
tactical
company
idea I
entire than to
had?
destroy them.
Push this pawn,
Hence, to
right?
fight and conquer
Yeah.
in all your battles is not supreme
So my thought was
excellence.
to play this bishop
Supreme
move.
excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting.
Gain
Thus,
tempo
highest
against the
form of
queen.
generalship is to balk the enemy's plans.
Lee chess!
The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. The next in order is to attack the enemy's army in the field. And the worst policy of all
Wait!
is to besiege walled
Could you
cities.
guys not see the
The
analysis?
rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of mantlets,
Oh my
movable
god.
shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months. And the piling up of mounds over against the walls will take 3 months more.
You guys weren't able to see
The general,
analysis. Oh my
unable to
god.
control his irritation, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain, while the town still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. Therefore, the skillful leader subdues the enemy's
Okay.
troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. With his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire.
Go to
and thus,
chess.com.
without
Alright.
losing a man,
I'm on
his triumph will
chess.com.
be complete. This is the method of attacking by stratagem. It is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, to surround him; if 5 to 1, to attack him; if twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. If equally matched, we can offer battle. If slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy. If quite unequal in every way, we can flee from him. Hence, though an obstinate fight may be made by a small force, in the end it must be captured by the larger force. Now the general is the bulwark of the state. If the bulwark is complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark
It's
is
Master
defective,
Chief,
the state
Neros.
will be weak. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called
Oh wow, 700.
by attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain in an army. This causes restlessness in the soldiers.
I love how this account, the first game is 8 days ago.
Employing the officers of his army without discrimination, through ignorance of the military.
Oh, it was aborted. That was my bad.
To circumstances. This shakes the confidence of the soldiers. But when the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy into the army and flinging victory away. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. 4.
And I'll just castle kingside, and then the pawn issue doesn't really matter near us.
5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Chapter 4. Tactical Dispositions. Sun Tzu said, "The good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Thus, the good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. Hence the saying, one may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Security against defeat implies defensive tactics. Ability to defeat the enemy means taking the offensive. Standing on the defensive indicates insufficient strength. Attacking, a superabundance of strength. The general who is skilled in defense hides in the most secret recesses of the earth. He who is skilled in attack flashes forth from the topmost heights of heaven. Thus, on the one hand, we have ability to protect ourselves. On the other, a victory that is complete. To see victory only when it is within the ken of the common herd is not the acme of excellence. Neither is it the acme of excellence if you fight and conquer and the whole empire says, 'Well done.' To lift an autumn hair is no sign of great strength. To see the sun and moon is no sign of sharp sight. To hear the noise of thunder is no sign of a quick ear. What the ancients call a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Hence his victories bring him neither reputation for wisdom, nor credit for courage.
Wrong move, Neros.
By making no mistakes. Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty of victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Hence, the skillful fighter puts himself in
That's the right one.
Which makes defeat impossible, and does not miss the moment.
Oh, and I blundered the pawn.
Thus it is that in war, the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. Thus, it is in his power to control success. In respect of military method, we have firstly measurement, secondly estimation of quantity, thirdly calculation, fourthly balancing of chances, fifthly victory. Measurement owes its existence to earth, estimation of quantity to measurement, calculation to estimation of quantity, balancing of chances to calculation, and victory to balancing of chances. A victorious army opposed to a routed one is as a pound's weight placed in the scale against a single grain. The
I think that's the night.
Force is like the bursting of pent-up waters into a chasm 1,000 fathoms deep. Chapter 5. Energy. Sun Tzu said, "The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men."
Sorry, it's hard to talk through my strategy without...
Fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. To ensure that your whole host may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken, this is effected by maneuvers direct and indirect. That the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is effected by the science of weak points and strong. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. Indirect tactics, efficiently applied, are inexhaustible as heaven and earth, unending as the flow of rivers and streams. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin.
Not really
Like
opposed.
the four seasons, they pass away to return.
I care about who
once more.
takes back though on my
There are
end.
not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations
I
of these
think,
5
right?
give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. There are not more than 5
I guess then I
primary
do
colors,
this and
blue, yellow, red, white, and black. Yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever been seen. There are not more than 5 cardinal tastes, sour, acrid, salt, sweet, bitter. Yet combinations of them yield more flavors than can ever be tasted. In battle,
5 cardinal tastes. I don't remember that line.
the direct and the indirect. Yet these
You
two
really want your bishop there, don't you,
an endless
Neros?
series of maneuvers. The direct and the indirect lead onto each other in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combination? The onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along in its course. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder and yet no real disorder at all. Amid confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline, simulated fear postulates courage, simulated weakness postulates strength. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by tactical dispositions. Thus, one who is skillful...
I do find it hilarious how much our queens are looking at each other.
according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something, that the enemy may snatch at it. By holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. Then, with a body of picked men, he lies in wait for him. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy, and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize combined energy. When he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like...
And he doesn't have a dark
logs or
squared
stones.
bishop, so it's actually fairly safe there. Whereas he can apply pressure to this knight.
And to move when on a slope.
But it's
If
even
corner,
material,
to
so
come to a
it's...
standstill.
I assume.
But if round-shaped, to go rolling down. Thus, the energy developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of a round stone rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. So much on the subject of energy. Chapter 6. Weak Points and Strong. Sun Tzu said, "Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted. Therefore, the clever combatant imposes his...
Yeah, I was going to try to block, but then you take with the bishop, queen, and then nothing defends my
By
queen.
holding out advantages to him, he can cause the enemy to approach of his own accord. Or,
This pawn's
by
free.
inflicting damage, he can make it impossible for the enemy to draw near. If the enemy is taking his ease, he can harass him. If well supplied with food, he can starve him out. If quietly encamped, he can force him to move. Appear at points which...
And then
the
this will
enemy
also
is
defend my
defend.
bishop.
March swiftly to places where you are not expected.
This was already defended, but I mean if you wanted to like add his queen
If
on.
it marches through country where the enemy is not.
I guess he doesn't have a good way
You
to
can
add
be
his queen
sure of
on to the
succeeding
attack.
in your attacks if you only attack places which are undefended. You can ensure the safety of your defense if you only hold positions that cannot be attacked.
Oh, I forgot about
You are
that.
skillful in attack whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he
Best of
is
3,
skillful in
Neros?
defense whose opponent
I'm
does
good
not
at doing
know
a best
what
of
to
3.
attack. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy.
Maybe then I'll play online again.
Through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. You may advance and be absolutely irresistible if you make for the enemy's weak points. You may retire and be safe from pursuit if your movements are more rapid.
Stop doing the London.
If we wish to fight,
I like looked up openings and it's like, oh yeah, you can do like bishop's opening, and it's like it transposes into 3 different things. And I was like, I like moving bishop first,
if we do not
and that's why I move bishop first.
prevent the enemy from engaging us, even though the lines of our encampment
I don't know what I'm doing.
way.
You see, I haven't moved the pawn yet, Neros, and so this pin doesn't really work.
We can keep our
Though I
forces
do want to develop this
concentrated,
bishop.
while the enemies must be divided. We can form a single
Now I
unit.
can. Thank you, Neros.
The enemy must split up into fractions. Hence, there will be a whole pitted against separate parts of a whole, which means that we shall be many to the enemy's few. And if we are able thus to attack an inferior
There's no
force with a
real
superior
reason to
one,
put the bishop
our
here,
opponents
other than
will
I
be
think
in
it'd be
dire
funny.
straits. The spot where we intend to fight must not be made known, for then the enemy will have to prepare against a possible attack at several different points, and his forces being thus distributed in many directions, the numbers we shall have to face at any given point will be proportionately few. For should the enemy strengthen his van,
This pawn's been hanging for 2 turns.
should he strengthen his rear, he will weaken his van. Should he strengthen his left, he will weaken his right. Should he strengthen his right, he will weaken his left. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. Numerical weakness comes from having to prepare against possible attacks. Numerical strength from compelling our adversary to make these preparations against us. Knowing the place and the
Our
time of the
bishop's
coming
kind of
battle,
stuck.
we may concentrate from the greatest distances in order to fight. But if neither time nor place be known, then the left wing will be impotent to succor the right equally impotent to succor the left, the van unable to relieve the rear, or the rear to support the van. How much more so if the furthest portions of the army are anything under 100 li apart, and even the nearest are separated
I don't
by
think it really
several
does
li.
anything, Neros.
Though according to my estimate the soldiers of UA exceed our own in number, that shall advantage them nothing in the matter of victory. I say then that victory can be achieved. Though the enemy be stronger in numbers, we may
I mean, I didn't even need to move the rook. Like, I could have just left it here. It's just,
and the likelihood of their success.
I don't know.
Rouse
I wanted
him
to move.
and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity.
It's like what? You take the knight, I take with the pawn, and then here. And then, like, you have your rook.
Carefully compare the opposing army with
You
your
take
own,
here.
so that you may know where
You
strength
take
is
here.
superabundant and where it is
And what? This is your last move?
in making tactical dispositions.
I mean, it's
the highest
mildly
action is
obnoxious.
to conceal them.
But otherwise.
Conceal your dispositions, and you will be safe from the prying of the subtlest spies, from the machinations of the wisest brains. How victory may be produced for them out of the enemy's own tactics.
So this is his only safe
Cannot
square.
comprehend. All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer.
Or he creates
What
another
none can
threat.
see is the strategy out of which victory is involved.
So nearest moves here.
Gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Military tactics are like unto water, for water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downwards. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics...
I don't think it does anything for me. I think it's a pointless check.
...by succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain. The 5 elements, water, fire, wood, metal, earth, are not always equally predominant. The 4 seasons make way for each other.
Oh, this
in
is
turn.
bad because I'm leaking
There
this
are short
further.
days and long. The moon has its periods of waning and waxing. Chapter 7. Maneuvering. Sun Tzu said, "In war, the general receives his commands from the sovereign. Having collected
Yeah, I
and
shouldn't have given up the
concentrated
bishop
his
at all.
forces, he must blend and harmonize the different elements thereof before pitching his camp. After that comes tactical maneuvering, than which there is nothing more difficult. The difficulty of tactical maneuvering consists in turning the devious into the direct, and misfortune into gain. Thus, to take a long and circuitous route, after enticing the enemy out of the way, and those starting after him, to contrive to reach the goal before him, shows knowledge of the artifice of deviation. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous, with an undisciplined multitude, most dangerous.
I like that
Set a
one.
fully equipped army in march in order to snatch an advantage, the chances are that you will be too late. On the other hand,
Reminds me of
such a flying
the robotics
army with
competitions
purpose
and stuff.
involves the sacrifice of its baggage and stores. Thus, if you order your men to roll up their buff coats, double the usual distance at a stretch, doing 100 secret ally in order to wrest an advantage.
Mm.
The leaders of all your 3 divisions will fall into the hands of the enemy. The stronger men will be in front.
So where does the rook go when I move out of the way?
And on this plan, only 1/10 of
Here
your
to
army
attack
will reach
here?
its destination.
Or
If you
here
march
to
50
attack here?
ally in order to outmaneuver the enemy, you will lose the leader of your 1st division, and only half your force will reach the goal. If you march 30 ally with the same object, 2/3 of your army will arrive. We may take it then that an army without its baggage train is lost. Without provisions, it is lost. Without bases of supply, it is lost. We cannot enter into alliances
Maybe I can just
until
split
we
some
are
on
acquainted
time.
with the designs of our neighbors. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. We shall be unable
I
to
don't
turn
see the
natural
point of this
advantage
night
to
move.
account unless we make use of local
I
guides.
mean, here he can attack,
In war, practice dissimulation.
and he can
and you will
attack here.
succeed. Whether to concentrate or to divide your troops must be
I mean, if you
decided
could block
by
off this square, he
circumstances.
has back rank
Let your
checkmate.
rapidity be that
But
of the
I mean,
wind,
I want to push the
your
pawns
compactness
anyways.
that of the forest. In raiding and plundering, be like fire. In immovability, like a mountain. Let your plans
I'm
be
ready to do
dark
this and
and
defend the
impenetrable as
square.
night.
Actually, I don't
when you
because of the
move,
pawn, but
fall
he
like a
can't attack me.
thunderbolt. When you plunder a countryside, let the spoil be divided amongst your men. When you capture new territory, cut it up into allotments for the benefit of the soldiery. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. He will conquer who has learnt the artifice of deviation.
This is really
Such is the
annoying.
art of maneuvering. The Book of Army Management says, on the field of battle, the spoken word does not carry far enough, hence the institution of gongs and drums. Nor can ordinary objects be seen clearly enough, hence the institution of banners and flags.
Oh,
Gongs and drums, banners and flags are means whereby the ears and eyes of the host may be focused on one particular point. The host thus forming a single united body, is it impossible either for the brave to advance alone, or for the cowardly to retreat alone? This is the art of handling large masses of men. In night fighting, then, make much use of signal fires and drums, and in fighting by day, of flags and banners, as a means of influencing the ears and eyes of your army.
discover check.
A
I
whole
like
army
it.
may be robbed of its spirit. A
I
commander
had
in
hope.
chief may be robbed of his presence of mind. Now a soldier's spirit is keenest in the morning. By noonday it has begun to
Ultimate
flag,
tactic.
and in the evening his mind is bent only on returning to camp. A clever general,
Ultimate tactic.
avoids an army
Impossible.
when its spirit is keen, but attacks it when it is sluggish and inclined to return.
Good game, Nearest. Good game.
This is the art of studying moods, disciplined and calm, to await the appearance of disorder and hubbub amongst the enemy. This is the art of retaining self-possession, to be near the goal while the enemy is still far from it, to wait at ease while the enemy is toiling and struggling, to be well fed while the enemy is famished.
G, be right back. Alright,
This
see you
is
in a
the
bit.
art of husbanding one's strength, to refrain from intercepting an enemy whose banners are in perfect order, to refrain from attacking an army drawn up in calm and confident array. This is the art of studying circumstances. It is a military axiom not to advance uphill against the enemy, nor to oppose him when he comes downhill. Do not pursue an enemy who simulates flight. Do not attack soldiers whose temper is keen. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home.
What's
When
the
you
point of
surround an
this?
army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too
I
hard.
see.
Such is the art of warfare.
But do I actually see?
Chapter 8. Variation in Tactics. Sun Tzu said, "In war, the general receives his commands from the sovereign, collects his army, and concentrates his forces. When in difficult country, do not encamp. In country where high roads intersect, join hands with your allies. Do not
Yeah,
linger in
I should have seen that one
dangerously
coming.
isolated positions. In hemmed-in situations, you must resort to stratagem. In desperate position, you
There I
must
get
fight.
kicked by a
There are
pawn.
roads which must not be followed,
Pin this
armies
for the
which must
time
be not
being.
attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested,
Ha!
commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed. The general who
Ha!
thoroughly understands the advantages that accompany variation in
How's it
tactics
going?
knows how to handle his troops.
Hope you're having a great day.
The general who does not understand these may be well acquainted with the
You mention me,
configuration of
please?
the country, yet he will not be able to turn his knowledge to practical.
I'm sorry, I'm
account.
not 100% sure how to pronounce
So,
your name.
the student of war who is unversed in the art of war of varying his plans even though he be acquainted with the 5 advantages, will fail to make the best use of his men.
I don't want to accidentally mispronounce it.
Leaders' plans, considerations of advantage,
And that
and
pawn's
disadvantage
hanging,
will
but
be
like...
blended together. If our expectation of advantage be tempered in this way, we may succeed in accomplishing the essential part of our schemes. If, on the other hand, in the midst of difficulties we are always ready to seize an advantage, we may extricate ourselves from misfortune. Reduce the hostile chiefs by inflicting damage on them, and make trouble for them, and keep them constantly engaged. Hold out specious allurements, and make them rush to any given point. The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him, not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position unassailable. There are 5 dangerous faults which may affect a general.
I want to open the position a lot. I don't like playing with a lot of pawns.
2, cowardice, which leads to capture. 3, a hasty temper, which can be provoked by insults.
Yeah,
4,
so I do
a
this.
delicacy of honor, which is sensitive to shame. 5, over-solicitude for his men, which exposes him to worry and trouble. These are the 5 besetting sins of a general, ruinous to the conduct of war. When
Ruinous. That reminds me of Darkest
surely be found
Dungeon.
among these 5 dangerous faults.
Something that's brought ruin to our family. I didn't realize he has a discover
Chapter 9.
check.
The army on the march. Sun Tzu said, "We come now
I'll
to
probably
the
step
question
my
of
king to the
encamping
right when I get a good
and
chance.
observing signs of the enemy. Pass quickly over mountains and keep in the neighborhood of valleys. Camp in high places facing the sun. Do not climb heights in order to fight." So much for mountain warfare. After crossing a river, you should get far away from it.
What does this rook do? He's blocked behind a pawn behind a bishop. So what, you're going to move your bishop and then push your pawn, and then I
And
take...
then deliver your attack.
I mean, that's what you want to do, man.
You should not go to meet the invader near a river which he has to cross. Moor your craft higher up than the enemy.
I don't want to put it here because that discover check
Do not
again.
move upstream to meet the enemy. So much for river warfare.
Instead, I blunder it in one move instead of 2 moves.
Soul-consuming
Ha! Yes!
without any
Beautiful.
salt marsh.
Beautiful, beautiful
You should have water in
stuff.
the grass near you and get your back to a clump of trees. So much for operations in salt marshes. In dry, level country, take up an easily accessible position with rising ground to your right and on your rear, so that the danger may be in front and safety lie behind. So much for campaigning in flat country. These are the 4 useful branches of military knowledge which enabled the
really
Yellow Emperor
wish-
to vanquish 4 several sovereigns. All armies prefer high ground to low, and sunny places
But now
to
he
dark.
moves this.
If you are careful of your men and camp on hard ground, the army will be free from disease of every kind, and this will spell victory. When you come to a hill or a bank, occupy the sunny side.
And then I pinned it to my own king. Yeah, this game's over.
Thus you will at
He played
once
well.
act for
I
the
played very
benefit of your
poorly.
soldiers and utilize
Only
the
4
natural
blunders.
advantages of the ground. When, in consequence of heavy rains
Surprised it's not
upcountry,
more.
a river which you wish to ford is swollen and flecked with foam,
He was just hard winning the
you
entire
must wait
time.
until it subsides.
So this is the Vienna.
Country in
And I've
which there
lost
are
it 8
precipitous
times. I
cliffs
should
with
probably learn
ponds
what I'm
running
doing here.
between. Deep natural hollows, confined places, tangled thickets, quagmires, and crevasses should be left with all possible speed.
This is a
when not
mistake
approached.
because it trades
While we
queens.
keep away from such places,
What's a better
we
move?
should get the enemy to approach them.
Something like
While we
this.
face them, we should let the enemy have them.
You can still push this pawn though.
If in the neighborhood of your camp there should be
At which
any
point I just move my
entry,
knight back and
ponds surrounded by aquatic grass,
admit my
hollow
mistake.
basins filled with reeds, or woods with thick undergrowth,
It's still a
they
queen
must be
move.
carefully routed out and searched. For
Hey guys,
are
I'm
places
threatening
where
the free
an
pawn.
ambush or
Okay.
insidious spies are likely to be lurking. When the enemy is close at hand and remains quiet, he is relying on the natural strength of his position. When he keeps aloof,
Okay, so now you can
and
put the
tries
knight
to
here
battle,
because he
he
has
is
to do
anxious
this in
for the
2
other side to
moves.
advance. If his place of encampment is easy of access,
And that's a blunder because I'm opening up the discover check.
movement amongst the trees of a forest shows that the enemy is advancing. The appearance of a number of screens in the midst of thick grass means that the enemy wants to make us
Inaccuracy.
suspicious. The rising of birds in their flight is the sign of an ambuscade.
To
Startled beasts indicate that a sudden
move the king to the right
when there is dust
to
rising in a high cloud,
unpin the
it is
king
the sign of chariots advancing.
from the
When the dust is low but spread over a wide area, it betokens the approach of infantry.
undo the
when it branches out in different directions,
the potential
it shows
pin
that
of the
parties
pawn
have
to
been sent
the
to collect firewood. A few clouds of dust.
yeah.
moving to and fro
So
signify
I
that the
think
army is
this
advancing.
one accomplishes what I was,
Humble
that
words
doesn't.
and
Never
increased
mind.
Preparations are signs that the enemy is about to advance.
Because I have to come all the way up here,
Driving forward as if to the attack are signs that he will retreat.
and even then I'm still losing the
When
rook.
chariots come out first and take up a position on the wings, it is a sign that the enemy is forming for battle.
Wait, did he have a
These
brilliant
proposals,
move in there?
accompanied by a sworn covenant, indicate a plot. When there is much running about and the soldiers fall into rank, it means that the critical moment has come. When some are seen advancing and some retreating, it is a lure.
I know, it's just a great
When the
move.
soldiers stand leaning on their spears, they are faint from want of food. If those who are sent to draw water begin by drinking themselves, the army is suffering from thirst. If the enemy sees an advantage to be gained and makes no effort to secure it, the soldiers are exhausted.
Berlin-Vienna
If those
hybrid
gather on any
variation.
spot, it is unoccupied.
Sounds like a type of tree.
Tokens nervousness. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. If the banners and flags are shifted about, sedition is afoot.
Sedition.
If the officers are angry, it means that the men are weary. When an army feeds its horses with grain and kills its cattle for food, and when the men do not hang their cooking pots
I don't
over
like
the
that pawn
campfires,
being there.
showing that they will not return to their tents, you may know that they are determined to fight to the death. The sight of men whispering together in small knots or speaking in subdued tones.
I think I'll do
leads
it
to
because it lets my
disaffection
queen
amongst
over
the rank and
here.
file. Too frequent rewards
I can't go
signify
there
that
because
the
I'm just going
enemy
to get
is at
kicked
the
by
end of
this
his
pawn.
resources. Too many punishments betray a condition of dire distress. To begin by bluster, but afterwards to take fright at the enemy's numbers, shows a supreme lack of intelligence.
Supreme lack of
Their
intelligence.
mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. If the enemy's troops march up angrily and remain facing ours for a long time without either joining battle or taking themselves off again, the situation is one that demands great vigilance and circumspection. If our troops are no more in number than the enemy, that is amply sufficient. It only means that no direct attack can be made. What we can do is simply to concentrate all our available strength, keep a close watch on the enemy, and obtain reinforcements. He who exercises no forethought but makes light of his opponents is sure to be captured by them. If soldiers are punished before they have grown
Threatening
attached to you,
checkmate.
they will not prove submissive,
And
unless submissive,
not
they
the
will be
knight.
practically
Sorry.
useless. If, when the soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be useless. Therefore, soldiers must be treated in the first instance with humanity, but kept under control by means of iron discipline. This is a certain road to victory. If in training soldiers' commands are habitually enforced, the army will be well disciplined. If not, its discipline will be bad. If a general shows confidence in his men but always insists on his orders being obeyed,
This pawn is now
will be
free. I don't know how to get it though.
Terrain. Sun Tzu said, "We may distinguish 6 kinds of terrain, to wit: 1. Accessible ground. 2. Entangling ground. 3. Temporizing ground. 4. Narrow passes. 5. Precipitous heights. 6. Positions at a great distance from the enemy." Ground which can be freely traversed by both sides is called accessible. With regard to ground of this nature, be before the enemy in occupying the raised and sunny spots, and carefully guard your line of supplies. Then you will be able to fight with advantage.
Yeah, this
Ground
square.
which can be abandoned,
Okay,
but is
maybe he
hard to
saw it.
reoccupy is called entangling. From a position of this sort, if the enemy is unprepared, you may sally forth and defeat him. But if the enemy is prepared for your coming and you fail to defeat him, then, return being impossible, disaster will ensue.
Yeah, the dumb move to push the pawn.
Neither side will gain by making the first move. It is called temporizing ground. In a position of this sort, even though the enemy should offer us an attractive bait, it will be advisable not to stir forth, but rather
That
to
allows
retreat,
this,
thus
which allows my
enticing the
triple
enemy to
battery.
return. Then, when part of his army has come out, we may deliver
All part of my
advantage.
plan.
With regard to narrow passes, if you can occupy them first, Let them be strongly garrisoned and await the advent of the enemy.
I don't know the idea behind this move, other than rooks are good on open files. I guess it defends the queen, which is already defended.
If you are beforehand,
so I'll push this, or create this attack, hopefully.
Sunny spots, and there wait for him to come up. If the enemy has occupied them before you, do not follow him, but retreat and try to entice him away. If you are situated at a great distance from the enemy, and the strength of the two,
I don't know how to win this rook.
It is not easy to provoke a battle.
To
your disadvantage. These six
I can do this though, right? Yeah.
The general who has attained a responsible post must be.
So I think this is probably the best move.
Now an army is exposed to 6 several calamities, not arising from natural causes, but from faults for which the general is responsible.
Yeah, an easy win.
1.
As long as I don't blunder it all in one move, which is very plausible.
3. Collapse. 4. Ruin. 5. Disorganization. 6. Rout. Other conditions being equal, if one force is hurled against another 10 times its size, the result will be the flight of the former. When the common soldiers are too strong and their officers too weak, the result is insubordination.
So he really wants this rook on this file, and I'm not 100% sure why.
The result is collapse.
I think he's going for like a king checkmate.
And insubordinate, and on meeting the enemy give battle on their own account from a feeling of resentment.
I think I do this and I'm safe.
No, he is in a position to fight. The result is ruin. When the general is weak and without authority, when his orders are not clear and distinct, when there are no fixes duties assigned to officers and men, and the ranks are formed in a slovenly, haphazard manner, the result is utter disorganization. When a general, unable to estimate the enemy's strength,
then you get here.
To engage a larger one,
I mean, this isn't shogi where like entering your king makes you impossible to attack.
Soldiers in the front rank, the result must be rout. These are 6 ways of courting defeat, which must be carefully noted by the general who has attained a responsible.
Which then blocks off this square.
The natural formation of the country,
which means he can attack here.
But a power of estimating the adversary, of controlling the forces of victory, and of shrewdly calculating difficulties, dangers, and distances, constitutes the test of a great general. He who knows these things, and in fighting puts his knowledge into practice, will win his battles. He who knows them not, nor practices them, will surely be defeated. If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight, even though the ruler forbid it. If fighting will not result in victory, then you must not fight even at the ruler's bidding. The general who advances without coveting fame, and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. Regard your
This game is not over. I thought it was.
To the deepest valleys, look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. If, however, you are indulgent,
I think with this rook here, as long as he isn't able to get it,
kind-hearted,
then
but unable to enforce your commands, and incapable, moreover, of quelling disorder, then your soldiers must be likened to spoilt children. They are useless for any practical purpose. If we know that our own men are in a condition to attack,
and then I want to move the bishop here.
Is not open to attack. We have gone only halfway towards victory. If we know that,
and then I want to attack this rook,
but are unaware that our own men.
And I played the wrong move to attack it.
We have gone only halfway towards victory. If we know that the enemy is open to attack,
no.
We also know that our men are in a condition to attack, but are unaware that the nature of the ground makes fighting impracticable. We have still gone only halfway towards victory. Hence the experienced soldier, once in motion, is never bewildered. Once he has broken camp, he is never at a loss. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. If you know heaven and know earth, you may make your victory complete. Chapter 11. The 9 Situations. Sun Tzu said, the art of war recognizes 9 varieties of ground. 1. Dispersive ground. 2. Facile ground. 3. Contentious ground. 4. Open ground. 5. Ground of intersecting highways. 6. Serious ground. 7. Difficult ground. 8. Hemmed-in ground. 9. Desperate ground. When a chieftain is fighting in his own
So
territory,
him taking the
it is
bishop
exclusive
actually makes my
ground.
life
When
easier.
he has penetrated into hostile territory, but to no great
Let's do
distance,
this.
it is vassal ground. Ground the possession of which imports great advantage to either side.
Oh, that was way closer than it should have been.
Ground on which each side has liberty of movement.
Oh, watch it let the time run out. Watch him.
Ground which
I bet he
forms
does
the
it.
key to 3 contiguous states, so that he who occupies it
Bruh,
first has most of the
why?
empire at his command, is a ground
GG.
intersecting highways.
Well
The
played.
army has penetrated into the heart of a hostile country, leaving a number of fortified cities in its rear. It is serious ground. Mountain forests, rugged steeps.
I don't want to hear what Stockfish says about this game.
All country that is this is difficult ground. Ground which is reached through and from which we can only retire by tortuous paths, so that a small number of the
D4.
crush a large body of our
So this is Queen Gambit's accepted. Is this declined or is this declined?
ground on
I
which
don't
we can
know.
only be saved from destruction by fighting without delay is desperate ground. On dispersive ground,
I mean, the
therefore,
pawn's
fight not.
defended.
On facile ground, halt not. On contentious ground, attack not. On open ground,
So he wants to fianchetto the bishop, probably.
on the ground
I
of
like
the
semi-slaw
join
positions,
hands with your allies.
but I should probably keep
On
things a little
serious
bit
ground,
more
gather and
open
plunder.
for now.
In difficult ground, keep steadily on
Go
the
more
march.
space, I
On
think, is the
hemmed-in
term.
ground, resort to stratagem. On desperate ground, fight. Those who were called skillful leaders of old knew how to drive a wedge between the enemy's front and rear to prevent cooperation between.
Now I think I'm
the
safe to
small
take here,
divisions,
and then I can put my knight
hinder the
here,
good troops from rescuing
which is
the
what
bad.
I think the goal of the Scandinavian is, which is the one
When the
opening I
enemy's
know.
men were united, they managed to keep them in disorder. When it was to their advantage, they made a forward move. When otherwise, they
Just check
stopped
an eye
still.
off.
If asked how to cope with a great host of the enemy in orderly array, and on the point of marching to the attack, I should say, begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will. Rapidity is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unreadiness.
So if I take this,
Make
it
your way
defends
by
this pawn, I
unexpected routes,
think. So
and
let's...
attack unguarded spots. The following are the principles to be observed by an invading force.
This is a terrible position to put a knight,
The greater will be the solidarity
unless I
of your
do
troops,
that, which
and
is
thus
2
the
whole
defenders
moves.
will not prevail against you. Make forays in fertile country in order to supply your army with food. Carefully study the well-being of your men, and do not overtax them. Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength. Keep your army continually on the move, and devise unfathomable plans. Throw your soldiers into positions whence there is no escape, and they will prefer death to flight. If they will face death, there is nothing they may not achieve. Officers
And then this
men
pawn's
put
free
forth
too,
their
depending on
uttermost
where he
strength.
moves the queen.
Soldiers, when in desperate straits, lose the sense of fear. If there is no place of refuge, they will stand firm. If they are in hostile country, they will show a
That
stubborn
defends
front.
it.
If there is no help for it, they will fight hard.
I don't have a good way to
Thus,
defend my knight when
without
it's out
waiting
here.
to be marshaled, the soldiers will be constantly on the qui-vive. Without waiting to be asked, they will do your will. Without restrictions,
That would have been funny.
without giving orders, be trusted.
Not
Prohibited
today.
taking
Now you can
opponents,
take this
and
one.
do away with superstitious doubts. Then, until death itself comes, no calamity need be feared. If our soldiers are not overburdened with money, it is not because they have a distaste for riches. If their lives are not unduly long, it is not because they are disinclined to longevity. On the day they are ordered out to battle,
How's it going,
your soldiers may
HTG? Hope
those
you're having a
sitting
wonderful
up
day.
bedewing their garments, and those lying down letting the tears run down their cheeks. But let them once be brought to bay, and they will display the courage of a Chu or a Kuei. The
I probably should have
skillful tactician will
castled
be likened
and
to
not
the
defend this
Shuai
too.
Jan. Now the Shuai Jan is a snake that is found in the Chang Mountains. Strike at its head, and you will be attacked by its tail. Strike at its tail, and you will be attacked by its head. Strike at its middle, and you will be attacked by head and tail both.
Want to play?
Asked
Sure.
if an army can be
As
made
soon as
to
this match
imitate
is
the
done, we can play.
Shuai-Jan, I should answer, yes. For the men of Wu and the men of Yue.
So it takes the eyes off here.
Yet if they are crossing,
That's
the
really
river in
all
the
it
same
does.
boat and are
This is
caught
kind
by
of a
storm,
wasted move, but
they will come
I
to each other's assistance, just as the
don't
left
have
hand
much
helps
space
the
right now.
Hence, it is not enough to put one's trust in the tethering of horses. and the burying of chariot wheels in the ground. The principle
I'll
on
go
which to manage an army
here.
is to set up one standard of courage.
But I don't think the
which all
queen
must
can
meet.
easily be attacked.
How to make the best of both.
And so he redirects to attack here
That is a
and
question
here.
involving the proper use of ground.
But this pawn isn't under
Thus, the
attack.
skillful general conducts his army just
Try to
as though
kick
he
the
were
knight
leading a
out,
single
like right
man,
here.
willy-nilly by the hand.
That's
It
probably
is
a good
the
idea,
business
yeah.
of the general to be quiet and thus ensure secrecy, upright and just, and thus maintain order. He must be able to mystify his officers and
This
men
guy
by
is threatening
false reports and
checkmate.
appearances, and thus keep them in total ignorance. By altering his arrangements and
I
changing
think that's
his
my
plans,
best move to defend
he
it.
keeps the enemy without definite knowledge. By shifting his camp and taking circuitous routes, he prevents the enemy from anticipating his purpose. At the critical moment, the leader of an army acts like one who has climbed up a height and then kicks away the ladder behind him. He carries his men deep into hostile territory before he shows
Rook
his
S7 was a
hand.
move though? Yeah.
He burns his boats and breaks his cooking
No,
pots.
because the
Like a shepherd
knight would just take
driving
my
a flock
rook
of
though,
sheep.
right?
He drives his men this way and that, and nothing knows whither he is going. To muster his host and bring it into danger, this may be termed the business of the general. The different measures suited to the 9 varieties
Yeah,
of
it
ground,
wasn't really under attack.
the expediency of aggressive
It was a
or
bad
defensive
move.
tactics, and the fundamental laws of human nature.
Try C4.
These are things that must most certainly be studied. When invading hostile territory, the general principle is that penetrating deeply brings cohesion. Penetrating but a short way means dispersion. When you leave your own country behind and take your army across neighborhood territory, you find yourself on critical ground. When there are means of communication
kinda
on
suck
all
here,
4
yeah.
sides, the ground is one of intersecting highways. When you penetrate deeply into a country, it is serious ground. When you penetrate but a little way, it is facile ground.
I would suggest to
You
push
have the enemy's
pawns.
strong
Yeah,
points
I
on
should
the
probably
rear
push pawns a lot
and
more,
narrow
just
passes
kind
in
of
front.
in general,
It is hemmed in ground.
because I've pretty
When there is
often
no
end
place
up
of
with
refuge at
all
all,
my pieces
it
super
is
close to my
desperate
king,
ground.
with all my
Therefore,
pawns.
on
I don't get much
dispersive ground,
space.
I would inspire my men with unity of purpose. On facile ground, I would see that there is close connection between all parts of my army. On contentious ground, I would hurry up my rear. On open ground, I would keep a vigilant eye on my defenses. On ground of intersecting highways, I would consolidate my alliances. On serious ground, I would try to ensure a continuous stream of supplies. On difficult
Bishop
ground, I would keep
B7.
pushing on along the road.
I can't really
On
push
hemmed-in
this
ground,
pawn right now.
I would block any way of retreat. On desperate ground, I would proclaim to my soldiers the hopelessness of saving their lives, for it is the soldier's disposition to offer an obstinate resistance when surrounded, to fight hard when he cannot help himself,
Thank you for all the
and
advice.
to obey promptly when he has fallen into danger. We cannot
So
enter
this
into
isn't under
alliance with
attack
neighboring princes
unless he wants to
until we are
trade.
acquainted with their designs. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. We shall be unable to
My
take
idea is to
natural
go in this
calamities to account
direction.
unless we make use of local guides. To be ignored of any one of the following 4 or 5 principles does not befit a warlike prince.
And now I can go
When a warlike
here.
prince attacks
Actually, I
a powerful
can't.
state,
That undefends the knight!
preventing the concentration of the enemy's forces. He overawes
This
his
is
opponents, and their allies are prevented from joining against him. Hence, he does not strive to ally himself with all and sundry, nor does he foster the power of other states. He carries out his own secret designs, keeping his antagonists in awe. Thus he is able to capture their cities and overthrow their kingdoms, bestow rewards without regard to rule, issue orders without regard to previous arrangements, and you will be able to handle a whole army as though you had to do with but a
The
single man.
pawn's still defended.
Confront your soldiers with the deed itself. Never let them know your design. When the outlook is bright,
I am not
read
disappointed.
their eyes, but tell them nothing.
Hope you're having a
of the
wonderful day,
situation's
Canadian
doing.
Moose.
Place your army in deadly peril, and it will survive. Plunge it into desperate straits, and it will come off in safety. For it is precisely when a force has fallen into harm's way
Oh, I didn't realize it
that
comes
is
with
capable of
check.
striking a blow for victory. Success in warfare
Oh,
is
no.
gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
Yep.
By persistently hanging on the enemy's flank, we shall succeed in the long run
That's
in killing
hanging.
the commander-in-chief.
And it
This is
threatens the
called
rook.
ability
He
to
doesn't
accomplish a
see
thing
it.
by sheer cunning. On the day that you take up your command,
But now he takes
block the
and
frontier passes, destroy the
takes
official
and-
tallies, and stop the passage of all emissaries. Be stern in the council chamber, so that you may control the
it
situation.
was a free queen.
If the enemy leaves a door open, you must rush in.
Oh, you're right.
And subtly contrive to time his arrival on the ground. Walk defined by you, and accommodate yourself to the enemy.
The rook's free if he sees it.
At first, then, exhibit the coyness of a maiden until the enemy gives you an opening. Afterwards, emulate the rapidity of a running hare, and it will be too late for the enemy to oppose you. Chapter 12. The Attack by Fire. Sun Tzu said, "There are 5 ways of attacking with fire. The first is to burn soldiers in their camp. The second is to burn stores. The third is to burn baggage trains.
Yeah.
The fourth is to burn arsenals.
That was bad. Alright,
The
HTG,
fifth
you
is
want a
to hurl
game?
dropping fire amongst the enemy. In order to carry out an attack, we must have means available. The material for raising fire should always be kept in readiness. There is a proper season for making attacks with fire, and special days for starting a conflagration. The proper season is when the weather is very dry. The special days are those when the moon is in the constellations of the sieve, the wall, the wing, or the crossbar. For these 4 are all days of rising wind. In attacking with fire, one should be prepared
Here we
for
go.
5 possible development.
I'm ready to watch this battle. Want to play on Lee
When fire
chess?
breaks out
We can play on
inside
Lee
the enemy's
chess.
camp, respond at once with an attack from without. 2. If there is an outbreak of fire, but the enemy's soldiers remain
That's the
quiet,
button I'm looking for.
bide your time and do not attack. 3. When the force of the flames has reached its height, follow it up with an attack, if that is practicable. If not,
Create a
stay where you
game,
are.
standard, 5, random.
If it is possible to make an
Do I
assault
have
with
a
fire
link?
from without, do not wait for it to break out within, but deliver your attack at a favorable moment. 5. When you start a fire, be to windward of it. Do not attack from the leeward. A wind
I'll send you one?
that rises
Alright.
in the daytime lasts long, but a night
Okay.
breeze soon falls. In every army, the 5 developments connected with fire must be known, the movements of the stars calculated, and a watch kept for the proper days. Hence, those who use fire as an aid to the attack show intelligence. Those who use water as an aid to the attack gain an accession of strength. By means of water, an enemy may be intercepted, but not robbed of all his belongings. Unhappy is the fate of one who tries to win his battles
That's not
and
me.
succeed in his attacks without cultivating the spirit of enterprise. For the result is
Did I say
waste
HT?
and general stagnation.
I'm sorry, I don't know Lee chess.
Hence the saying, the
Yeah, I'll just exit out of this one.
his plans
You can
well
send one.
ahead. The good general cultivates his resources. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own spleen. No general should fight a battle simply out of
Yeah,
fear.
just send the code
If it is
afterwards.
to your
I can
advantage,
base it in that way.
make a forward move.
Let me know when you get a
If
game.
not, stay where you are.
I guess a
Anger
room, not a
in
game.
time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content.
Was it you, Canadian
But a
Moose?
kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Hence, the enlightened ruler is heedful, and the good general full of caution. This is
Nope.
the way to keep
Huh.
a country at peace and an army intact. Chapter 13. The Use of Spies. Sun Tzu said, "Raising a host of 100,000 men and marching them great distances entails heavy loss on the people and a drain on the
I
resources.
mean, I can
of the
probably
state.
push this pawn.
The daily
But that's not the
expenditure will
move.
amount to
Okay.
1,000 ounces of silver. There will be commotion at home.
Maybe it was the third one? Maybe.
And men will drop down
Or maybe it,
exhausted on the highways.
Put me into a random
As
game or
many as
something.
700,000 families will be impeded in their labor. Hostile armies may face each other for years, striving for the victory which is decided in a single day. This being so, to remain in ignorance of the enemy's condition, simply because one grudges the outlay of 100 ounces of silver in honors and emoluments, is the height of inhumanity.
That's not the move, huh?
One who acts thus is no leader of men, no present help to his sovereign, no master of victory. Thus,
I guess he moves the knight
will
the king over. And nothing
and
positive happened.
achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men.
It must be
is
this
full
one?
knowledge. Now this foreknowledge cannot be elicited from spirits. It cannot be
I
obtained
guess in this way they
deductively
both
from
say defended,
experience,
as opposed
nor
to...
by any deductive calculation. Knowledge of the enemy's dispositions
You getting
can only be
HTG?
obtained from other men. Hence the use of spies, of whom there are 5 classes.
And the best move for
1.
black.
Local spies. 2. Inward spies. 3. Converted spies.
Hey,
4.
I send the link.
Dream spies.
If you
5.
sent it in
surviving spies.
YouTube, it just
When these 5
eats
kinds
the
of
link or
spy
whatever. I never
all
see it.
work,
So
none
just
of
like
these
send the
follow
code
secret system.
afterwards, and I can paste it
This
in.
is called divine manipulation of the threads. It is the sovereign's most precious faculty. Having local spies means employing the services of the inhabitants of a district. Having inward spies, making use of officials of the enemy. Having converted spies,
Join the game.
getting hold of the enemy's spies and using them for our own purposes. Having doomed spies, doing certain things openly
Oh,
for
I actually
purposes of
don't know
deception,
this.
and allowing our spies to know of them and report them to the enemy.
And this is interesting because you
Surviving
can get
spies,
2
finally, are
central
those who bring
pawns,
back
I
news
guess.
from the enemy's camp. Hence it is that which none in the whole army are more intimate relations to be maintained than with spies. None should be more liberally rewarded. In no other business should greater secrecy be preserved. Spies cannot be usefully employed without a certain intuitive sagacity. They cannot be properly managed without benevolence and straightforwardness.
That's a good
Without subtle
idea.
ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports. Be subtle, and use
Even
your
to the
spies for
point of
every kind of
performances.
business. If a secret piece of news is divulged by a spy before the time is ripe, he must be put to death together with the man to whom the secret was told. Whether the object be to crush an army, to storm a city, or to assassinate an individual, it is always necessary to begin by finding out the names of the attendants, the aides de camp, and doorkeepers and sentries of the general in command. Our spies must be commissioned to ascertain these. The enemy's spies who have come to spy on us must be sought out, tempted with bribes, led away and comfortably housed. Thus they will become converted spies and available for our service. It is
Best
through the
audiobook out there?
information brought by the
Yeah, for
converted
sure.
spy that we are able to acquire and
I used
employ
to,
local and inward
when I was
spies.
playing
It is only
Hypixel
these information
Skyblock,
again
I would
that
listen
can
to
cause
the
doomed spy
Book of
to
War
carry
quite a
false
bit.
tidings to
Or
the
Art of
enemy.
War, not Book of War.
Lastly, it is by his information
But
that the surviving
somebody made an
spy
AI
can be used
version
on appointed
with Master
occasions.
Chief, and it's even
The
better.
end and aim of spying in all its 5 varieties is knowledge of the enemy.
So I
And
don't
this
want to
knowledge
block
can
this
only be
rook, which
derived in the
defends the
first
pawn. If I
instance
go here, he
from the
moves the rook
converted
over.
spy.
I go here, I
Hence,
get
it
kicked
is
out by the
essential that
pawn.
converted
Same if I go
spy be
here.
treated with the utmost
So I don't really
liberality.
have a good move, I don't
Of old,
think.
the rise of the
I think this is the
Yin
least of
dynasty
the
due to
evils,
Ai Chi, who
though.
had served under the Xia. Likewise, the rise of the
Oh,
Zhou
never mind, just
dynasty
hangs
due
it to the
Hu,
queen.
who had served under the Yin.
Oh, I guess it wasn't.
Hence, it is only the enlightened ruler and the wise general who will use the highest
You
intelligence.
know what I
of
should
the
do here
army
is I should
for
line the rook up
purposes
with
of
my
spying,
queen.
and thereby they achieve great results. Spies are a most important element in water, because on them depends an army's ability to move.
Oh, I didn't see that. I think it's finished. I think that was the full hour. Yeah, that was the full hour. I mean, I can just hit replay.
Chapter 1. Laying Plans.
Mm,
Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is of vital importance to
yeah,
the
it's
state.
forced.
It is a matter of life and death.
Ah, very nice. Good game.
Hence it is a
Best of
subject
3?
inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. These are 1. The moral law, 2. Heaven, 3. Earth, 4. The commander, 5. Method and discipline. The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises distances great and small, danger and security. open
People
ground
really
and
like
narrow
Defy and
passes,
Keto. I don't
the
know.
chances of life and death.
I guess I can see the
Understands
appeal
the
of it.
virtues of wisdom, sincerity,
I just
benevolence,
sit there and thought to
courage,
myself.
and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. These 5 heads should be familiar to
Attacking the knight really doesn't do
He
anything.
who knows them will be victorious.
Because the bishop
He who knows
moves.
them not
Or the
will
queen
fail.
comes out. Even scarier.
Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison.
So this pawn's
wise.
under attack.
1. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? 2. Which of the 2 generals has most ability? 3.
Adding a
With
third
whom lie the
attacker.
advantages
Luckily I have an
derived
extra
from
defender I
having
forgot
enough?
about.
4. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? 5. Which army is stronger? 6. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? 7. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment? By means of these 7 considerations I can forecast victory or defeat. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel nor acts upon it will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ordinary rules. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's.
And I shouldn't put my rook here
All
because
warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able
that
to
was a good
attack,
opportunity to put my
we
rook
must seem unable.
deep in enemy territory.
Using our forces,
Oh
we
my
must seem
god.
inactive.
Oh my god.
When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected.
Yeah, that's true.
These military devices, leading to victory, must not be divulged beforehand. Now the general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few
And now I can take
calculations
this pawn.
beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. Chapter 2. Waging War. Sun Tzu said, "In the operations of war, where there are in the field a
Bishop
1,000
takes?
swift chariots, as many heavy chariots,
With
and
the rook,
100,000
yeah.
mail-clad
Yeah,
soldiers,
I saw that.
with provisions enough to carry them 1,000 ally, the expenditure at home and at the front, including entertainment of guests, small items such as glue and paint, and sums spent on chariots and armor, will reach the total of 1,000 ounces of silver per day. Such is the
Yes,
cost
I
of
just
raising
defense,
an
isn't
army
he?
of
Huh.
100,000 men. When you engage in actual fighting, if
I
victory
guess he
is
could have
not
taken if he wanted to, couldn't
then
he?
men's weapons will
Yeah.
grow dull, and their ardor will be damped. If you lay siege to a
I don't know
town,
the approach right
you will
now.
exhaust your strength. Again, if the campaign is protracted, the resources of the state will not be equal to the strain. Now, when your weapons are dulled, your ardor damped, your strength
really don't know what to
exhausted,
do.
and your treasure spent, other chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert
I want to get off the
consequences
back
that
rank,
must
I know that
ensue.
much.
Thus, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been seen associated with long delays. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. It is only one who is thoroughly
I guess I could have
acquainted
moved
with
the
evils of
knight.
war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. Bring war material with you from home, but forage on the enemy. Thus the army will have food enough for its needs.
Yeah, this is game over.
Poverty of the state
I
exchequer
played this
causes an army
endgame
to be
very
maintained
poorly.
by contributions from a distance. Contributing to maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. On the other hand, the proximity of an army causes prices to go
Good
up,
game,
and high
HGG.
prices cause the people's substance to be drained
Good
away.
game.
When their substance is drained away, the peasantry will be afflicted by heavy exactions. With this loss of substance and exhaustion of strength, the homes of the people will be stripped bare, and 3/10 of their income will be dissipated, while government expenses for broken chariots,
I guess it'd
worn-out
be-
horses, breastplates and helmets, bows and arrows, spears and shields, Protective mantles,
Yeah, I want to keep the
draft
pressure
oxen, and
on.
heavy
Okay.
wagons will amount to 4/10 of its total revenue. Hence, a wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. 1 cartload of the enemy's provisions is equivalent to 20 of one's
That was a
own,
resign.
and likewise a single
That's a good
pickule of
game.
his provender is equivalent to 20 from
Oh,
one's
I
own
thought it
stock.
was coming back there with
Now,
the
to kill the enemy, our men must be
with the
ready
rook.
to handle. That there may be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must have their rewards. Therefore, in chariot fighting, when 10 or more chariots have been taken, those should be rewarded who took the first.
And I don't know what this
Our own
position
flags should be
is
substituted for
called.
those of the enemy, and the chariots mingled and used in conjunction with ours. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. This is called using the conquered foe to augment one's own strength. In war, then,
This is called the English?
let the
Okay.
object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. Thus it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's
I'm gonna look
fate,
up the English after
the man
this
on
then,
whom it
probably.
depends whether the nation
Oh, yeah,
shall be
write down a
peace or
note.
in peril. Chapter 3.
Knight
Attack
develops
by
in the middle.
stratagem.
Yes, right.
Sun
It's
Tzu
tricky because it defends the
In
one.
the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter
English
and
opening.
destroy it is not so good. So too, it is better to recapture an army
So
entirely.
there's no
than
point
to
attacking the
destroy it.
knight,
To
basically.
capture a regiment, a detachment, or a company entire than to destroy them. Hence, to fight and
And this
conquer
pawn hasn't
longer
been pushed
battles
either,
is
so it's
supreme
not
excellence. Supreme excellence
putting any
consists
extra
in breaking
pressure.
the enemy's resistance without fighting. Thus, the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. The next in order is to attack the enemy's
Yeah.
army in the field. And the
That's
worst
right where I was
policy of
looking.
all is to besiege walled cities. The rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of mantlets, movable shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months, and the piling up of mounds over against the walls will take 3 months more. The general,
So White Castle, this is
unable
a
to control
check.
his irritation, will launch his men to
But
the
it defends
assault like
this.
swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain,
But it's
while
defended
the
because of
town
this.
still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects.
This is just a really strong knight. It's not
Therefore, the
gonna.
skillful leader subdues the enemy's
It's not gonna
troops
kill me, I
without
don't
any
think.
fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. With his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire, and thus, without losing a man.
I think I got an idea here. I don't know how
This
good
the
it
method
is.
of attacking by stratagem. It is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, to surround him.
Maiden 2?
If 5 to 1, to attack him. If twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. If equally matched, we can offer battle.
I mean, we can we can put
We
petrol.
can avoid the enemy.
I don't know where the
If fight
actual
him,
mate
we
is, though. I'm gonna be
can flee
honest.
from him. Hence,
And the
though
pawn isn't
obstinate
pinned
fight
anymore.
may
I
be
gotta keep
made
that in
by a
mind.
small force. In the end, it must
I guess
be
I got this
captured by
rook
the
move,
larger
don't I?
force. Now the general is the bulwark of the
Yeah.
state.
Good game,
If the
HGG.
bulwark is complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark is defective, the state will be weak. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. 2. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom. being
You're looking
ignorant
at
of the
Castle
conditions which
Kingside
obtain in
again.
an army. This causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds.
Hey.
By employing the officers of his army without discrimination.
I'll be
through
honest,
ignorance of
Moose.
the
If you didn't say
military
anything, I
principle of
probably wouldn't have seen
adaptation
it.
to
I probably
circumstances.
also would have forgotten the queen was
This shakes the
hanging
confidence of the
and the pawn
soldiers.
wasn't pinned.
But when the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes.
So this pawn can't be
This is
pushed
simply
anymore,
bringing
so it's
anarchy
harder to
into
kick
the
this
army
knight.
and flinging victory away. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle
Can you
both
mute
superior
Art of
and
War?
inferior forces.
Okay, let's get something better. Let's see if I can find stream beats. Harris Eller. You're putting pressure on me. I'm trying to. It's not hanging. It's an Octo Knight, though, right? So I really don't want to trade it for anything. I guess I'd like to do this little thing again and see what I can get. We got EDM, synthwave, hop, hip hop, Christmas. I actually don't know a lot of his newer ones. Just play on lo-fi. Okay. We use Spotify too. That'd be a terrible move. I think I can do that. Okay. No. If I cast so long. Darn. And now my knight can be kicked. True. That isn't a knight trade though, because he just takes the bishop following up. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good one. Ignition, Bounce, Candy Shop, Evergreen, Pixel. Oh, Bounce. I'm gonna turn that volume on my end. I don't know how that's gonna be for you guys. No, don't mute, it's amazing. After like one time through, I think it's enough. I can defend it. This bishop's hanging. I mean, not really hanging, but it could be traded. And I can open here, I think, by sacrificing the pawn. If he takes back with the rook, that doesn't do anything for me, though. I think we just clean pawn sacrifice. And then we do this. I guess if he just never moves his bishop, then I got that to force him to. And actually, oh, but it'd be hanging. I could have gone to the second, but it would have been, I guess it wouldn't have been a target, would it have been? I want to trade a pair of rooks. And you're still up material. I guess I lost the point where you equalized on me. Hey, let's get the next game? Sure. You want to do it on Elite Chess or Chess.com? I should know where this pen is from. Chess.com? Alright. I think this is a draw. We have this extra pawn. This is like weird stuff to navigate though. Yeah, we're gonna be draw. This is a way to end it. I gotta remember how to do this. Oh, it's stalemating. I think I'll just do this. So I want to block off this square here and give you this square to move to. So we do this. Ooh. Okay. That would have been hilarious. Good game, HTG. 2-2. Wow. Okay. That's right, I wanted to look at Queen Gambit decline. Okay, new game. Custom. Give me unrated. Didn't update. Unrated. Invite link. All right. Wait, this guy was 1,000 rapid? Oh, I could have done the tournament. Oh no, we're gonna get destroyed. Oh well, at least I can play my best opening. I think this stops the idea too. I was looking at night. I don't know the Scandinavian at all. I know like the first 3 moves. I know the first 3 or 4 moves, and then like a general position that Black likes to get afterwards. Pin to the king, very nice. You win this. Because knight takes, I take with the knight, you take with the rook. Ah. And like, he can play this. And it defends everything. Yeah. I'm bringing the king already, wow. Offering the rook trade. The rook is my one chance to stay in this game. And it's not a very big chance. It's a very small chance. I guess I don't need to be defending the pawn anymore, do I? I do now. Ooh. Yeah, it's over. Good game. Only 3 mistakes, and that's all it took. Wow. I'm surprised both at the 3 mistakes, but also that's what it took. Good game. Hillbilly attack. That's a great name. I guess you just move your knight and then... Yeah. Okay. See where the knight goes. Yeah, that's the loss of a pawn. I thought it was a good move. I thought it was getting good. I didn't factor in the pawn though. And that's right, I should start taking space. Which is actually one of my bigger issues. This kind of reminds me of shogi. In shogi, pretty much all games you end up like making a castle, and it usually like involves your pieces as opposed to pawns, because pawns are even weaker in shogi than they are in traditional chess. So this is just getting laser beamed I don't have a good way to defend it. So I mean, rook goes down, we do this, but then like when you add your queen into the attack, which I really don't want you to do. If I put my horse over here, it becomes a target. Just dump it down there and just be useless for a while. Targeting the rook. Don't have any counterattacks. Where have I seen this moose before? This pin to the king. I'm gonna push this one all the way up though. I guess knight helps to defend it, which is nice. No. I guess you take here, and it forces queen trade. What's the weakness of pawn blocking? It means I'm more vulnerable from the side. I have this little hidey hole. I gotta push up though, if I want it. Ooh. That's not a result I did earlier. Never mind. I didn't notice the bishop could remove the defender. Very nice. Good game, Canadian Moose. Oh, good game. Oh yeah, and 3 blunders that game. As both mistakes. That was... have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. It's been fun playing. Oh, there was hope. There was hope. Thank you for the sub. There was hope. What was the hope? Oh, because the pawn is pinned to the queen. And there's a bunch of exchanges and stuff. But why is it... That's disrespectful. If I push this, you do this. Yes, I move the queen back. And the idea is you retreat the bishop further. B4. B4 as the defender. And so this was, you just didn't address the issue and then I missed it. Queen would have been best. Okay. Interesting. That's right, I gotta address the checkmate threat. I can take this because it's pinned. That's what we saw earlier. Yeah, Neros? Can you do some Minecraft content? But eventually. Probably a little bit later. Then I can pay you. Chess is where it's at. I usually play Minecraft. Chess is pretty fun. There's a lot of other games I play too. I struggle sticking with one thing. I'm the type of person that's like, okay, I want to play chess for like 5 days straight, 8 hours. And then I go and I'm like, okay, let's play Warframe for like 3 days. And that type of stuff. Take care, have a good one. Upload chess content I will watch. Maybe. That'll probably be chess live streams at least. In the time you did the stream, you could have coded me a plugin. Probably. Wait, it's already... Yeah, it's already one. Okay. I'm actually gonna play some games. I wanted to get to 600. And I feel like I can do it with my current knowledge and skill. So I'm immediately gonna get hit with the Queen's Gambit, which I was gonna look at earlier. Yeah, I can't really get the queen over there to attack. I can do this though, and then attack here. What's he thinking? Like, who plays those two moves? Where's the secret at? I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm gonna be kicked out by this pawn. And I can't do anything else in response. My mind still goes back to the knight on this square. I want to play some public ones. Sorry, Neros. I wanna get. I've been wanting to get to. I've been wanting to get to 600 finally. Okay, so pushes. I take, knights take. Okay, so this I lose. Right? Knight takes. Knight takes. I can't block. I think we can throw in some back rank shenanigans and second rank shenanigans though. We can take here. I almost missed it. I probably, yeah. I shouldn't say probably missed it, I would have missed it. And if he doesn't take this, I can play knight here, which is a check, and I can take the queen. The puzzles are paying off! Oh. Fine. Do it. It's not forked pieces yet. Well, not forked, but a lot of the time. How's it going, HCG? Welcome back. So I just have one rook play defense and have the other rook start playing Pac-Man. I guess I could have pushed this pawn to defend. That might have been better. Can I join the stream? You mean play another game? I'll try to get some online games in. I want to hit 600. I'll try to help you. Isn't that technically cheating by chess.com's rules? No, I'll take this way, I think. Yeah, like this guy's, yeah, they really have nothing. Like they have, there's just nothing. Just push the pawn. I can go for ladder mate, but I need to get this rook out here. I'm gonna go for ladder mate now. Run the rook, but you didn't take it. That about describes my chess games. I gotta be careful here. Stalemate's possible. But they'll still have a rook move. It's not checkmate, but I got a queen! Which means absolutely nothing, because you're gonna run away. And the pawn a4. Yeah. This game has gone on way too long. That went on way too long. Missed win. That must be what you're talking about. Hold hot Rama. Offer to draw. Fine. Wait. I pressed the X. That was my bad. +1. Alright. So I move my knight here. I don't because the queen can, I want to get the knight to this square so that way I can do this. If you long castles though, it's pointless. Oh, but if he does it to me first! Okay, they missed it. Gotta find a way to block that. And I just, I should have just moved the king. Bishop e3. Yeah, that would have done it. No, I just loses the bishop. E3 would have been it. Yes, defended. I really don't mind. I don't see the point of this move. And it doesn't open anything up either, so... I mean, I'm gonna get my bishop trapped. Now he's taking space. Look at all that space. That's not a free pawn. It would be if this guy wasn't here. Way to save them both. I don't see it yet. That would have been it. No, it would have been +2. Maybe rook d1. That's just like a rook trade though, is what it's gonna do. I don't have a way to threaten his queen or any of his bishops. Alright, sorry, he doesn't have any bishops. I don't have a way to threaten his queen or rooks. No, this one's still dead too. Very nice. He's gonna take the rook. Rook d1, was it? Was it? I know. I know. If he takes, he's up 6. And I still can't take the knight. He just doesn't get the rook. You take the rook in this, and he's up 2, but... Yeah, and I still can't attack him when he's on this square. You gotta be careful here of the back rank checkmate. Because, you know, the bishop's been through enough that it's gotta go back to revisit the, horrors it experienced in the war. I don't really like this song. Oh, but he pins. It's gone. It's not actually a threat. That's checkmate. Yeah. That one hurt. That one hurt. I was the one making the mistakes and it still hurt. Let's find something different. I don't like this. Wait, let's bounce. Can I find Sakura back? I really liked his Sakura playlist. No one knows around anymore. Dance is pretty good, if I remember right. Yeah. I'll play again on Lee Chess. Apparently I had like mate in one for like 5 moves. Oh, that was rough. What did I miss? I wanted to move the knight. I don't see what I missed though. Going back here? Because it's pinned to the queen. Sorry, I said yeah, HGG. That again, probably. Just send the Lee Chess invitation. So that was wrong. That was wrong because rook just takes. So queen takes f2 because the knight can take back. No, you're good. I mumble and I don't always talk the cleanest. Okay. I'll send you the link. Alright. Remember, send the code afterwards because YouTube just eats it. You don't even see it. I should probably make an account on Lee Chess. Solo leveling is currently playing versus 500,000 2023. I sent, but like I said, YouTube just eats it. I don't even see it in like a moderation queue or anything. It's just lost to the void. How's it going, Zayad on top? Hope you're having a wonderful day. My daily games. Let me on Chesscom. Okay. How's your day? My day has been pretty good. It's been pretty quiet. Went to the grocery store. Only got after work. That's about the extent of my day. It's kind of weird. I'm about to graduate college, and I still have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do. And so I got a lot of time right now to kind of do whatever I like to do. And right now it happens to be chess. Damn, college. Exactly. It's not too bad. Don't let it scare you. My assumption is that you're high schooler, so. Wait. Sorry, it's been playing twice. Dude, there it is again. I never knew about this interaction if you castle it in and then cut. Oh, I guess do the long move. Hope you have a good one. Have a good one, Zayad. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful day. And then I can launch an attack on this side and try to open the position. While my opponent does the same to me. That pawn was hanging. Is it still hanging? Because was it defended by the queen? I'll just take with rook and there's nothing else. So I guess it isn't hanging, but it's a trade that ends in my favor. So a way I can defend the rook that I like the looks of is ways I can lose the rook. Oh shoot, I don't have the game. I have it on OBS. Okay, it's not on my YouTube preview in the top left. As I go to knight take, I'm trying to launch an attack over here though, so. Actually. Oh, but that comes with check. Derp. What I thought was I head over here, and then if he takes, I take the rook. If he doesn't take, I trade. I guess it's not a trade on the other side, is it? That'd just be a blunder. Oh, it's my move. Oh, that was a big mistake. I think I can salvage. Or not. Okay. Oh, it's been a good one. It's been a good one, HTG. Thanks for the rook. Oh no. That, oh. I don't think I can actually get to this pawn. Unless I go like... But then I can't go here. Oh man. Yeah, I just give it the bishop is 100% over. Oh yes, closer to the pawn. I tried to pre-move. The making of the queen, you mean? And that's why you lost the... Oh. I think I'm still good. I'm good as long as I can stop this, I think. But he can stop this forever. I should do this first and then move my king. I should try to stay on the light squares. Yeah, good game. Good game. Well played. Want to play anything also? Sure. After this one, I'll get you an NHT. That's right, and that's why he's able to do it. Now it's pinned. Oh, beautiful. I'm proud of myself. That was good. Oh, derp. Yeah, you take there. Look, it's even worse. Okay. Is 10 points of material enough to resign? Like, I messed up big at the start of this game. I don't see it getting much better. Do bishop b5 check. Never mind, too late. Yeah, but then he just blocks with this pawn though, right? I don't see how that would change the position a ton. And then like I move my bishop back. It's a good idea. I was really tempted to play it when I saw it earlier. Ah, good game, HGG. Okay, any cheat you wanted on one? Sure, we can be friends. New game, custom, unrated, random color. Lazy Guy 4. 731. I think because of that last game, I'm never going to develop my my bishop to c3. No, my knight, sorry. Like that was this knight getting in here is so annoying. As I can do it here because I can stop you until you pin me again. So I guess if you're just proactive about it, and you're good or whatever. Wait, I should have an extra. Yeah, I do. Right? There you go. Thanks for playing. It's a lot of fun playing with you. Take care. Have a good one. Clean fork of pieces. That defends the pawn. Yeah. I guess if you left the bishop, it was under attack by the knight, but I wasn't looking for a trade. What is the Gyuoko piano game? Which is the Gyuoko Pianissimo. Wait, the queen was left. Okay. Defend with queen. I guess a queen trade is fine for me, isn't it? Yeah. You're right. You're right, Alexa. That was the right call. Because the trade's in my favor right now. And I'm trying to win harder. I got my League of Legends brain going or something. I mean, the knight's still free. This pawn is weak, and you can take it. Do I have a response? I can threaten your rook. We can trade rooks. And then you can defend, and then I can either win a queen or trade. Actually, if he does this, it's defended, and it's just a trade. Oh well, we're winning pretty hard already. Could end a castle with a check and then move your knight to save the rook. I think so. I almost did it too. I guess what I should have done is move the rook here. Okay. Oh, en passant. Forgot about the French move. Okay, let's not stalemate. Bro, think he Hikaru? Me or NHT? Because I am most definitely not Hikaru, and this is a stalemate if I go here, which is what I wanted to do. Yeah. I really wanted to do that. So if I go here, at least this square is legal. That's his only legal move though, and so I gotta be careful here too. So let's go down, which gives him this square. We go here. Okay, good game. Good game, NHT. Do you want to do best of 3? I'm not sure what the Scandinavian closed is. I've encountered it more times than I wish I have. I don't know why this game feels tricky. Two bishops great in 2 knights, definitely in open positions and definitely at this level. I moved the bishop because I like castling long side. And I didn't want to damage this pawns over there. That's good, I didn't see that one. I think it's still predominantly a trade in my favor though. So now I think I castle. X the pawn. Well, the bishop. I don't know which side he wants to go. You saw it? I had some hope. At least I can pin the queen to the king if he doesn't. And what, I'm not gonna trade a rook for a queen? Yeah. Unfortunately, this rook is kinda useless and probably will be for a while. Well, still technically have a plus. I'll technically only down 1 point of material. Yes, 2. Never mind. That butter. Actually, oh shoot. I guess it wouldn't have changed anything, would it? It was close. It was really close. I thought so too. I'm still gonna lose all my pawns, so maybe I can get my rook out. And then, oh, that blocks. Darn. Man, this rook is terrible. I want to play an actually good move. That's not just... I got 2. So I go back, it wins the bishop, but if I go up... I don't want to just do a bunch of really fast moves. So I can go here, and that continues my idea of cutting off the king. But then he goes here, and it's protected check. Now it's pinned. Do this, because if it goes down, causes more problems. I'll push this. That's probably the best move. Sorry about the time. Good game. NHT. Best of 3. Wait, that is best of 3. We'll play a third one. We'll play a third one. And I want to call the stream good. Wanna play around? Sure, we'll get you in. Sorry, NHT. Let's, I'm curious what your rating is. Dude, a 2.5 hour stream. $1,000. Whoops, did I do rated? Oh well. Okay, it's unrated, we're good. The French defense. I don't know this opening, and I'm about to blunder a bishop. It looks like the troll face. Oh, that was a terrible move. Yeah, you just push the pawn. Like, this is my only real move. I'll exchange en passant. Oh, this is bad. It locks in my H rook even more. Okay, so now you're looking to double here. So what? Take. Yeah, it's pretty securely defended. Oh, this knight attack. That knight attacks it. I didn't notice that. It was still closer than I thought it would be. I don't trust myself to win a pawn in game. Ooh. I can't get in here at all. Yeah, I think you have this one. Yeah, I don't get back in time, do I? Good game. Good game. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. I'm going for a little while. Sun Tzu has long left us. No nation has benefited from prolonged warfare. I could look at it, but I don't want to. Anyways, I might stream chess a little bit more. I don't know if I'll do it here or on Twitch. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.